Right, hi everyone, Morgan Langan here from Grace Grove, and I'm here to introduce the newest member of our Grace Grove team from Sedona, Arizona. This is Dr. Dan Engle. Welcome, Dan.
Good. Yeah, thanks. It's good to be here.
So Dan and I have been friends for some time, and we've been knowing that we're going to collaborate on some kind of a project together, and we started talking about what we could do together. And Dan, tell me about your passion. What's your passion? How does it relate to our viewers here? If they were to come to Grace Grove, what is your passion?
Well, my background is in allopathic medicine.
Yes.
Traditional Western medicine, and transitioned over time to more holistic medicine.
Right.
And now it's in sustainable wellness medicine. So it's being able to bridge both sustainable living awareness and skills with wellness medicine. And so what's wellness medicine? Wellness medicine is empowering people to take first-person responsibility of their own health and educating people on the practices of preventative medicine and the lifestyle practices and the mind-based practices, the belief systems that foster healing at the core, long-lasting and sustainable wellness. So it's not only about becoming well and learning how to become well, it's about learning how to stay well beyond there.
That's exciting, because I know for me, when I first started on this journey, I jumped out there and I really didn't have a support team, and I kind of I fell apart. I switched over to becoming a vegetarian after eating meat all my life. Yeah. And my idea was putting it in the microwave oven with the tofu. That's how I ate.
What's wrong with that? Cancer.
So I guess that's for people who are thinking about coming to a retreat center or doing something, I guess, why is it that they would want to hear what you have to say?
Good question. Well, I think fundamentally is I've been educated in multiple systems of medicine and healing and wellness. And I have first-person perspective, as you do, of how you can do it wrong. Right. I got completely turned on to holistic medicine right after graduating from all my formal training in allopathic medicine. So I went, medical school, residency, and my residency was in psychiatry. And then I did a year of forensic psychiatry, and then 2 years of child and adolescent psychiatry. Wow. So like schooling after schooling, and finally, but I wasn't really connected to what I was learning, and I wasn't really connected to my passion. I was being guided by source, but I wasn't really connected to my passion. I didn't really know how I was going to use all that I was learning. And then when I graduated from my fellowship, I took a trip to Thailand, and I went to a healing center there. And I decided to do this 8-day colon cleanse, never knowing anything about healing or cleansing. I just knew I needed to do that. And while I'm doing doing that kind of cleansing program, you don't eat anything. So the whole time I was reading their library on wellness medicine, on holistic medicine, on cleansing and detoxification. And it was like somebody just turned on the light switch. It's like, that's what I want to be doing. That's what I want to be learning about. So I had all this excitement. Now I found my passion, but I didn't have guidance. So I went home with just so jazzed about going, okay, raw food vegan, because I know that's the best healing diet, and it's still the best healing diet. And I know that too, being the medical director at the Tree of Life, which is a health-oriented rejuvenation center based on raw, live food, vegan cuisine. And that is the best health-oriented healing diet. I knew that at the time. So I go back from Thailand, which is really warm, and you can, do raw food there pretty well. Even if you don't know what you're doing. And then I go back to Portland, Oregon.
Pacific Northwest in the rain.
At the beginning of a winter. And I'm like, I'm just going to eat spinach. I'm just going to eat raw. And I crashed. Because that kind of diet, it needs to be more thoughtfully approached. But I didn't have the guidance. So I just had my passion. And I was learning as I was going. And I was putting myself in that first-person perspective, which is an authentic experience. And that's where true wisdom comes, from a first-person perspective with knowledge and experience comes the wisdom. So now I have wisdom in retrospect of how to do it all right.
Well, and I think everybody out there has gone through this to some extent. I mean, a lot of our families tried raw food and tried different diets.
Yeah.
But we're not talking about a diet here, right?
Right. We're talking about a complete reorientation of someone's belief system about healing and becoming well.
And that's where Dr. Dan is really one of the most humble guys I know. In addition to being classically trained as a Western doctor, he's also a psychiatrist, which, you know, I feel that too with me. Dan has worked with me on my belief systems, and I feel like I really got it down about my diet and how to eat well, but my belief systems were kind of not supporting me. In other words, I wasn't strong to saying that I am now ready to heal. And that's a big part of healing, right?
It's a huge part of healing. It's a huge part of healing. Our belief systems are the lens from which we view the world.
Well put.
That's how we engage with the world. They're deep-seated into our subconscious, and usually the vast majority of our belief systems are set by the time we're 5 years old. Developmental psychologists have learned that the personality is generally in place by the time we're 5.
So is there hope for me, Dan?
Huge hope. Infinite hope.
Right.
And the blessing and the opportunity is to recognize that there's always a possibility and an opportunity to heal and to grow and to move beyond any programmed limitation that we have. Our belief systems are programmed from our environment, usually when we're really young and we're like sponges and we're just soaking it all in.
Right.
So we're receiving it from our family, we're receiving it from our mother culture, we're receiving it from our media.
And so when you're facing a healing crisis, I mean, when you're fearful. I mean, you're afraid of what's going on.
What we're going to lose, what we're going to experience, pain, loss, suffering.
From that point of fear, though, healing doesn't take place, right? That's
true.
So that's the real key here is to switch out of being in fear to moving into growth and
growth
nourishment.
Promoting belief systems, growth promoting healing attitudes, those attitudes that foster courage and patience and understanding and faith and love and joy and peace. Those are all growth promoting attitudes and personal virtues. And once you start feeling a connection with those healing attitudes and feeling inclined to pursue a seen passion, being internally driven by spirit and what's being led at the core, healing naturally unfolds regardless of what the experience is. And there have been studies that have shown the most important healing factor. This was some research on cancer by a doctor named Simonton, who was really one of the pioneers at bridging mind-body medicine and brought this out in the 70s. This isn't new stuff, but it's now even more important than it used to be because there's even more people experiencing suffering. And the most important aspect in all of the experiences that he had with his cancer clients, regardless of the stage of their cancer and regardless of the cancer, was a healing, healthy attitude. And a healing, healthy attitude that was self-accepting, that was self-loving, that was able to release the subconscious fear-based patternings that had been so deeply ingrained over time, and most people don't recognize that they're even there. I mean, it's subtle stuff like, take a belief system, nothing's for free. Nothing comes free. I mean, that's one that we all hear. And where did that come from? That was passed down.
Right.
That wasn't learned by experience. Because kids we don't really have the mental capability for logical reasoning to that level as kids. So those are imprinted. And they're generationally imprinted. And
there's hope that we can eliminate those, that we can move into it. I think that's probably our New Year's message for our viewers.
There's always hope. And it's relatively easy once you understand some basic concepts about belief systems, about going into the core, about healing what's present, and being able to be in a supportive, loving environment that fosters healing, that fosters wellness, and cleansing the body, and exercising the body, and bringing it all together. And that's what we're doing here. with a sustainability approach and a wellness medicine approach.
And I think that's why Dan and I got so excited, because we saw incredible healings take place here at Grace Grove and in your experience at the Tree and other places, that you watch people go through these amazing experiences, but when they get back home, they don't have the environment to support that.
Right.
So we're creating a program also that's going to be able to be used at home. And we're really excited to show that to you this year. And our message to you and your family is that if you're in or experiencing any kind of a healing crisis, there's hope. And there's hope in all different kinds of levels. And we're going to give you a system. We're going to give it to you for free because we believe this information is so important. We're going to be giving it out to you for free from our hearts. And I hope you feel our passion, and that at some point in time you want to come and experience a retreat here at Grace Grove or not. But we really want to let you have this information. Yeah. So we're here to share that with you over the next couple of months. And
for more information, go to gracegrove.com.
Yeah, welcome to gracegrove.com.